It is cold and windy and about to rain again outside, so I thought I would get on the floor and do some movement. We've actually just got these, we got them from Bunnings, and they're meter square of like 2 centimeter thick padded mats, and my husband and I have been playing around with some jiu-jitsu movements. Both of us don't really know what we're doing, but we're loving having a play and a roll. But I'm going to use this today for a really nice floor flow that I'm going to share with you guys. When I use my yoga mat, I find that I tend to go off my yoga mat a fair bit with this stuff because, again, we're three-dimensional creatures and it's really nice to just move around. So if you love this kind of stuff, like getting on the floor and just moving and having a roll, I really recommend picking yourself up some of these from Bunnings. They're like $30 a panel, but it's a great addition to your home environment to encourage a little bit more playful movement. With that being said, we are going to straight away get into some movement. This will be an intermediate level based with less cueing. I definitely recommend, if you've not done any practices with me before or not confident on your hands on crawling around, go back to some of the beginner videos that I do have available, or the introduction to floor-based movement. That being said, we are going to get into this pretty quickly. I'm thinking about 20 minutes or 30 minutes practice to get into our hips, open our shoulders, and have a little bit of a play. If you don't have soft mats like this, a yoga mat or 2 yoga mats is perfect, and you will need a little bit of space. So in saying that, we are going to just start firstly with some hip movement. So starting with our 90-90 hip swivel. I'm not going to talk a lot through this. Just the ability to do the movement, add on, take away anything you would like to. And as always, listening to your body. If something I say doesn't work for you, please take a modification. But we're just here to have some fun and to move and to hopefully warm up a little bit. You can add on a few little movements here if it feels nice. To explore a little deeper into your hips, I'm just taking a side roll, back leg comes around, and some sort of a lunge. Do a few more of these because they feel good. Lunges shorter or longer and play. Our next destination is going to be down on our backs and just doing some rock and rolling here. For now, just keeping the spine rounded, having a play with the space. I've just had a smoothie bowl, probably not the best thing to be going upside down with, but we'll see how we go. We're going to start to add on a bit of a hip tilt. So as we rock and roll, think about moving your hips as you're in mid-air, and then trying to also then control the speed, not to rush it, and maybe balance on the sit bones for a little bit. Up, twist, back and hold. Always hold on to your legs if you need to. Coming up and over to a kneeling position, we're going to just open up and take a sit down here. So back to kneeling, lift up through the hip flexors, foot goes out and sit down over the heel. So kind of open the ankle joint a little bit. Yeah, you'll just go to where you can. You can add on if you like. As you come to this movement, you might even have a play here if that is accessible to you. We want to really try to be as mobile as we can through these joints. Things like chairs, shoes and phones really limit our capacity to move these days. So have a play with some spaces here that feel good for you. So these mats are honestly amazing. All right, we'll go one more. I'm starting to warm up a fair bit actually, which is really nice. I'm going to try to be quite light between those transitions. All right, beautiful. From that destination, let's come onto our hands and our knees a little bit here. And spreading the fingers really nice and wide. Come into all fours. And we're just going to take some rolls here. Any way, shape or form that feels nice for you. Trying to get your thoracic moving, especially if you sit in chairs a lot and use devices, you're going to find your body's going to be here a lot, shoulders rolled inwards. We really want to have a nice active and mobile thoracic. So trying to create a lot of space between your scapula and your shoulder blades. We'll explore that a bit more in a moment. But for now, just a bit of weight in the wrists, bending the elbows, rolling through. You can perform some cow-cats, roll them through. If you'd like to take a thoracic twist, go for it. Be a little organic here with, oh, that feels really good, with what it is that you need in your body. We'll get moving a little bit more after this. All right, if that feels good, we're going to explore a little bit of movement here into the thoracic. So I want us to have a think about allowing the body to just kind of roll here. So I'm kind of like grounding my hips down the best I can, and I'm actually using the camera to make sure my shoulders aren't elevating, and I'm pulling my sternum back here, real protraction, and then pulling the sternum forward. But I'm doing my best to like ground down through this part and just move the torso the best I can. So really trying to get this nice thoracic movement, now changing direction. Sternum forward, sternum back. Beautiful. All right, lastly from here, we're going to come down into this full protraction position. If you can, you're going to tuck your toes and then seeing if you can come up and open. So coming down and round and then up and open. 3 more like that. Full protraction, up and open, protract, up and open. And 1 more to go, and hop over into your version of a squat here. All right, from this position, again, a little bit of movement into the knees, the ankles. Feel free to have a play around with getting into your hamstrings. So you might play with letting the hips lift and the head go down. Again, have a play around in those squat positions here. Any movement here that feels nice for you today. Alright, we're going to keep it really, really nice and simple here. I'm going to be putting on a timer, okay, and we're just going some Tabata timing. So we're going 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. We're going to do 2 movements and we're going to do 3 rounds of different movements. Alright, so get yourself a glass of water, get ready to sweat. The movements will be simple but humbling and challenging. There is always modifications, and if something doesn't feel right for you, don't do it. Other than that, let's have a little bit of fun. Our first movement in the series is simply a single arm kick through. So we're coming through this one, we're coming down through a squat. The hand comes down, make sure we're really working through compression, and then we're kicking the leg through, back to squat, and then stand. Right, that's movement number 1. If you need to on that one, the further away your hand is, the easier it is to get the leg through. You can also just hover the knee. You don't have to kick it through. We're looking for a stacked shoulder and stacked wrist. Back to squat and then stand up. All right, our second movement that we're going to be working towards, right, is our inverted bridge to our pull through. When you're working your pull through, that's why this floor is really nice. Make sure your floor is not super grippy. Really push the floor away, point the toes, squeeze the quads, and then pull back. Right, as mentioned, we've got 4 rounds, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off of both of those movements. Right, we've got 4 rounds, we've got 2 each of the single arm kick through and then moving into the inverted bridge with the pull through. We're going in about 5 seconds. All right, so get ready for your first movement. It's 20 seconds on. We're gonna go in 3, 2, 1. Use the first one to get a feel for it. Kick the leg through back to squat, and then standing up, changing sides as you move through. So just moving through your own pace. Remember to push the floor away. Find your squat and stand. Hand goes a little further if you need to make it easier. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, easy done. First one done. Coming down to the ground, our next one, our inverted bridge to our L kick pull through. All right, ground down through your heels, lift up into your version of inverted bridge, and then pull the hips through and find your L step. Lifting and pull. Trying to get your hips through the gap. Nearly there, guys. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest. All right, you're ready. That's one round done. We've got 3 to go. All right, remember as we're coming down through this one, you can speed it up a little bit. Option is to add a double. Hand comes down, kick the leg through, back to squat, try the other side. If you'd like to generate a little bit more heat, you either stay with the first option we did, or go for the double kick through. Hand down, kick through, change, and squat. Faster is not necessarily better. 3, 2, 1, rest. Have a think about trying to float, and same goes when we come into this movement. All right, bring your heels in, push into your hands, inverted bridge, point the toes, squeeze the quads, bring them together, pull it through. Trying to bring your nose towards your knees. Quite difficult to talk in this one. Nearly there. 5 seconds. Last one. 3, 2, 1. Oh goodness, sweating already. That's halfway. Get ready to go again. All right, your version. All right, single arm, double arm, totally up to you. We're going in 3, 2, 1. As you come through, try to recompress. Kick the leg through. Maybe you hop to transition and then back to squat. Just an option. Kick the leg through, push through the hand, hop, change. Back to squat, 10 seconds. Or just stick with a single arm, back up. Always an option. 5 seconds, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, into our inverted bridge. 3, 2, 1. Lift. Only got one round after this. Pull through. Lift. Pull through. Eight seconds. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Got one more round to go of each of those. We're going to go in about 5 seconds. So again, option is to add that little hop for this final 20 seconds or not, your choice. Let's get ready to roll. Foot through. Option kick. Change. It's a handstand kick up there for anyone who wants it. Kick through. Have a play. Kick. Back 10 seconds. Oh, stay low. Fast transition. Back. Your choice. Time. They're done. Woo. So see if you can float your feet off the floor. Alright, we're going in 5. Lift. Have a play with the floats. Lift. Play with the float. Really push the floor away and use compression if you're trying to get those feet off the floor. Ooh, wow. 5 seconds left to go. See if we can hold this one. Point the toes, squeeze the quads, push the floor away, breathe. Try to smile. 3, 2, 1. Well done. That is all done. All right, you should be warm. We're going to do that again. Okay, we're going to do 2 new movements. All right, we're going to do one on our back. We're going to do one on our hands. When we're doing this one, we're going to do a rolling get up. Okay, we kind of did it in the warm up. When we're thinking about a rolling get up, you're going to use the floor. Kind of think about rolling on your spine. and finding a way to stand up. And then it's going to be up to you to find your way down. So you'll have a play around with how that looks for you. You can use your hands, tuck under and get up. It's a really important thing that we need as humans to be able to get down and up off the ground, especially if you have kids. It is a necessary tool that our bodies do, right? The next one that we're going to do here is our pass unders, all right? So when we're working through here, we're coming into this like cat-like position here. And we're sort of having a play around with these contralateral balances, right? And then we're going to kind of bring the leg under and it's going to shoot out, and you can either stay here or work towards tapping here and having a play. This can then venture out to some contralateral balances. Everything's modifiable and I'll show you that in the workout. Let's go. We've got 4 rounds, again, 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, 8 in total. It's only 4 minutes and we're going in 10 seconds. Whew. All right, firstly, have a play with our roll. So think rounded spine, hollow, and then placing that one foot in front of the other, use your hands, turn around and get up. Walk around a little bit, have a play with the space, and then come back down any way you like. Again, have a play with how you get down and up off the ground. It's gonna be completely up to you. So how you do this, we're here for another 10. Hands on knot. Just getting a feel for the movement. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. On our hands for the next one. We're going in about 10. So we're going to get used to being on our hands. If you're brand new to being on your hands, probably likely you're not here. Right, but if this is new to you, we're going to have a play with our balancing. So protract, and we're just going to work lifting the opposite hand and foot for this first one. Try to be nice and smooth and see if you can just slowly move it around. We're not rushing it. We're trying to get a little balance every single time. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. How we go with that? All right, that's it. Now you can stay with those 2 movements. I'm gonna up the intensity just a little bit. You're welcome to follow along. All right, so rolling get-ups in 3, 2, 1. If you're playing with your single leg strength here, you can of course play around with some pistol squat get-ups. Changing feet every single time. Move around when you get to the mat. Play around. Get down and up. Play around with the feet together. Can be a tough one. Nice. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. All right. Option now to have a play with this one. We're coming into our cat position. We're going in 3, 2, 1. All right, left hand lifts, right foot lifts. Think if you can bring your right knee to your left elbow and tap. Come back through center and change. Right hand lifts, left foot lifts, tap the elbow, change. Now option is to keep turning, 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 and extend 10 seconds. Slow transitions, maybe one more on the other side. Extend, 3, 2, 1. Great job. All right, halfway. Cool, let's get ready to go again. Going down to a rolling position, off we go, rolling get-ups. If you want a bit more energy, add in like a jump. And if it feels good for you, have a play. You might even transition side. Use the floor space you have. Or play around with different styles of getting up and of course getting down. On our next one, I'll include some backwards rolling if that is in your practice. But for now, one more. 3, 2, 1. Alrighty. Ooh. So I'm adding in a little bit of a crawl if you are making this a little bit more playful. If you like, we're going in 3, 2, 1. And maybe adding in, as I said, a bit of a crawl over, grab, tap, under, make it your own. Move nice and slow. Have a play around with how the body moves. Don't rush it. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, good job. One more of each. All right, let's get ready to go. If backward rolling is in your practice, you're welcome to give it a go if you have the capacity and the space for it. All right, let's go. So rock and roll to get up. And again, coming down, having a play. Maybe into your backward roll if that feels nice. Maybe you play around with some different ways to get up and again transfer. You can really get quite creative with this one in your own space. And time. All right, we've got 20 seconds left. All right, your version of crawling, adding in that little foot tap if you like, and maybe the extension. All right, guys, let's go final round. Maybe go straight into a transition. Bring it back, and you keep the leg and arm off and hold. Tap, knee to elbow, place it down, try the other side. It's an option. Tap, and then moving slow is so challenging. Just figuring it out, hold. If you took that option, 3, 2, 1. Oh yeah, well done. All right, take some rest, nasal breathing, belly breathing. We're not resting for too long. We have one more to go in the series. So once again, 20 seconds on and 10 seconds off. We're going to do some flying kick throughs. We're going to start with the modified version looking like this. So you come here, bum over heels, left foot outside left hand, and we have to really protract here. We're going to lift the left hand off, bring the right knee to the nose. Step back and crouch, and you'll go the other side. That will move into more handstand jumping kind of one in time. And the next one we're going to do, of course, is our monkey. We're working through our monkey. We're just going to keep it low gait, so you're working through here, pushing the floor away and back up, and I'll give modifications into that. We're going in 10 seconds, all right? We're going to go with our kick-throughs with the option just need a nose to start. Downward facing dog, bum over heels. Here we go, left foot outside left hand, bring the right knee to the nose, tap, foot goes back, and back we go. Right side, up, tap, and then back. Stay with that, up, tap, and back one more time. Here, roll the spine, set, and tap. Cool. I'll set us up nicely for our monkeys, and then we're gonna add on. So opposite hand across opposite foot. Get nice and low through your squat, push the floor away, and the feet follow, and then back up. Let's go again. This is the last one in the sequence, guys. We're nearly there. Short and sweet. Always options to modify or take away. I'm sweating. Definitely warmed up. Nearly there. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Cool. Alrighty, here we go. We're going to go back to our little kick throughs. Option is to add a jump, and option is to kick that leg through. Going in 3, 2, 1. Left foot outside left hand, right knee to nose, kick it through. Come back, and back to your crouch. Right side, kick, and back. Here we go, your pace, your time. You can see I'm adding in a little jump. You're welcome to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Monkeys are next. All right, guys, 3, 2, 1. If you're working through your monkey, push the floor away and compress, and then back up. And again, you can play around with pace here. You can play around with adding on a sprawl if you want to add a little bit more energy. Up to you. 10 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, why did I put this one last? All right. Let's get ready to go again. Halfway, nearly there. Oh, all right, we've got our little kick throughs. We're working into this one. Send those hips back, work through compression. Go. Jump, baby, and kick. Do you really want to push the floor away? Seconds. You can always step. You do not have to kick that leg through. 4, 3, 2, 1. My goodness. I'm going to take a recovery round right here for the monkeys. I'm going to go nice and slow and drag my feet. Up to you what you'd like to do. 20 seconds. Just going to focus on the compression in the float by pushing the floor away. The side looks like this. Nice and slow. Well done. That brings us to our final round, 40 seconds. All right, let's go for it on this one. Everything you've got. It's not long. Bring this back a little bit of extra rest maybe. All right, let's give it a go. Here we go. All right, as we come through into this one, opportunity to add on the handstand option. If you'd like that, feel free to go there. Means you'll get less out of it, but probably a bit more work. Oh, goodness. 5 seconds. Time. Final monkey here, guys. We're just going to roll it out in 3, 2, and 1. So you're working this time as, again, any other variations, if getting up a little higher is in your practice, have a play. Let's go 5 more seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. I was pretty fatigued in that last and final round, and yeah, like catching the handstand was just not there for me today. But in saying that, it's also about having fun and just enjoying the movement for what it is. I hope you guys got a lot out of that. I simply did. I'm lost for words. I am sweaty, warm, hot, spicy. It was awesome. I hope that you guys really enjoyed that. If you are interested in this kind of movement, I do offer online movement programs. And I also have my next nervous system reset course coming up in September. Give us a like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. If you have any questions or any comments on how you went, I'd love to know. Thanks again.